I'm Josh with Skid Pro Attachments. Today we're here with our Grapple Rake. We're going to take a look at what makes this tool very functional, some of the advantages of ours over some of the other ones out there as well. So the first place we always like to start is the build. You can't replace steel, weight, and quality construction. In this day and age, there are some cheap grapples out on the market. That's never going to be us. We are going to build to quality standards first. I want this to be the first and last grapple you ever buy. So what do? We start with high tensile steel. It's 80,000 plate. The higher the tensile, the heavier, the more dense it is, the stronger that it is. Then we look at the structure, the skeletal makeup of it. We have 3 by 3 inch square tubing, which is thick walled square tubing, and that's on the top and the bottom. That's going to be your key pressure points as you're ripping with stumps and trees and grubbing. That's going to take a lot of pressure, so we got to make sure we start with a strong skeleton. Here and down here you've got that 3 by 3. Then we look at the tines themselves. 1/2 inch thick tines, again the 80,000 plate. We run gussets all the way out front to keep those tines nice and strong. 3/4 high density bar and 1 inch thick pipe right at the end. Again, that really gives a lot of strength out to these tine tips. The other thing we do, when you look at it from the side, this is a single top grapple, but we got 4 big chunks of steel, and we run those 9 inches wide. And when we do that, when we have that extra depth, we get a lot of structural rigidity and strength in that as well. So here we can see a closer look of the back plating. Again, this is going to take the most abuse, the most pressure and torque of any part of this grapple, so we got to make sure that it's strong. We do a couple things. Of course, we've got the 1/2 inch tines, but now we got gussets in between each tooth. It's almost 10 inches in length and 5 inches wide, each gusset. It gives a lot of extra strength, just holds those tine tips together. It's going to keep you nice, straight tines over the life of the grapple. We also tie that in with our 3 by 3 square tubing and the tine coming out and then the gusset coming in. That's all tied together. Again, just additional strength. You can see here too, we've got all this is solid and protected. It's about 22 inches tall. We don't want it so tall that when you're in the operator seat you can't see what you're doing. These are already shorter tines, and so we want to have good visibility. So we keep the middle part open so that the operator has good view of his working area in front of the grapple, whether the grapple's open or closed. Another area that the competition often overlooks is the importance of greasable pivot pins. Every one of our pivot pins on the cylinder is greasable, and it's an oversized, oxidized 1 1/4 inch pin. It gives you long life and durability to that grapple. This grapple rake is a clam style grapple, and that means it's long and tall, and it squeezes to almost zero opening in the center. So one of the things you can see is it has shorter bottom tines. Where this grapple and our industrial grapple rake excel is the digging, the grubbing, popping out trees, doing that type of work. With a conventional grapple and really long tines, it's difficult to dig them into the ground, particularly because they have their cross member supports all the way to the front. Here, these short tines will pierce that ground, rip up, grab, grub, tear up trees. It's a total brush monster. This thing handles brush and trees about as good as any grapple. The other big advantage to a clam style grapple is the ability to back rake with your top grapple. And what I mean there is that you're coming in, you grab your loader arms up, you put your tilt all the way forward, and you actually go in reverse, grabbing and back raking with the grapple. That's key on eliminating a lot of the fine handwork that a lot of tree guys need to do. Does a great job of scraping the ground without digging in and tearing it up. Another difference that really separates us versus the low-end grapples on the market, placement of cylinder, quality of cylinder and routing of hose. You can see here we tucked the cylinder behind that grapple. Got plate steel right in between. There's no way for a stick to get through and puncture, grab a hose, tear a hose, or hurt that ram. We also run industrial cylinders, a full 1.5 rod, 3-inch bore. That's a massive cylinder. Well, what does that do for you? A better cylinder grips harder, it's more durable, and it's stronger. Then lastly, you can see we run protected hose routing. So hose routing, it comes up through the steel portion of the grapple with 360-degree protection. Comes in, we access the cylinder from the protected side as well. Then the other cylinder has also got full steel protection, and then we route it right out here to your machine. Just a couple small things, but I'll tell you, when you're working hard in the field, it'll make a big difference for you and prevent any downtime and damage to the grapple. Here you can see the front of the grapple in the closed position. We've got the plate steel here. Again, that protects both sides when that grapple is open, keeps brush, trunks, trees, debris from going through, getting towards the hoses or the cylinder or the skid loader for that matter. Same thing, we have plate all the way in the back. It's completely closed down. That prevents anything from getting through. And then we've even got this nice heavy push bar. It allows us to keep this visibility space open so the operator can easily see what he's doing, yet provides good protection from even the biggest trees and brush. If you have any questions about this or any other Skid Pro product, call the Product Gurus at 877-378-4642 or visit us online at www.skidpro.com.